special birthday today. Rosie, we wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you
And
all.
you're celebrating in grand style, as we should, with COVID. We're recovering. Everyone is stressed. We've been stressed for a year. And what better way to reward yourself than to take a trip of a lifetime to celebrate your 16th birthday?
Yes, Sweet 16 all over again.
I love it. I love it. So, Rosie, tell us about why you chose Jade Mountain. Why is this birthday so special? Why did you choose Jade Mountain as one of the resorts to stay at in St. Lucia?
Okay, so for me, I turned 50 actually 2 years ago, but I
Rosie,
didn't
bring
feel
your
like,
camera a little bit to the left. Yes, that's great. Let's
okay,
get you centered. Fantastic.
okay, there we are. Okay, so I turned 50 2 years ago and decided I was going to celebrate my birthday not at the start of my 50th year, but at the end of my 50th year, which was March 15th last year. And the world shut down on Sunday, March 15th last year, and I
Oh,
spent my
wow.
birthday by myself. So, trying to find the camera here, sorry. Um, so as we came into this year, I decided one way or another I was going to take a trip. I was going to do something special. And for me, Jade Mountain has always been that bucket list trip from the time it opened, I think in 2007. Back then, I think the rate started about 5,000 a night. And I was like, okay, that's just not within my pocket. So that's not something we're going to be able to do. But the island of St. Lucia and Jade Mountain were special because to me, a lot of times you can look at the Maldives, you can look at the Seychelles, but to me, St. Lucia is accessible from the US, it's accessible from the other Caribbean islands, and pretty much everything that you could find in those other places you can find here. The lush vegetation, you've got the beautiful white sand beaches on one side of the island, you've got the volcanic side of the island where you have the dark sand beaches. And Jade Mountain was special because just the views. The rooms here have well, actually two sides that are wall, one side that are louvers for airflow, and the fourth side actually opens out, um, actually looking out onto the pitons, which you see behind me. So this view is actually what I woke up to this morning, just
Oh,
laying
my
in my bed
goodness.
looking outside. That's exactly what I looked out onto. And last night before going to bed, the sunset is unmatched. Really, the view from the room. There's a deck of the resort as well that I don't know if you can see it behind me, but from that upper deck you can also just sit out and watch the sunset. So to me, everything that you could possibly dream of anywhere in the world could be found in St. Lucia. And right here at Jade Mountain, you've got the accessibility for anything that you could possibly dream of. So for honeymooners, it's actually a family-friendly resort, believe it or not. So people have brought their children, and I think they also recently started to do single moons. So if you just want to travel and you want to get away and you don't have a significant other, or if you just choose to come by yourself, they actually have a special package that takes care of you just traveling, whether it's for solitude or you wanted to work remotely or you're working on your book or you just feel like it, So just really the perfect place is what it has been.
Fantastic. I'm just curious. What's one thing that surprised you at Jade Mountain? I know it was on your bucket list. It's your once in a lifetime dream vacation, and I'm so happy that you're able to experience it and of course share it with us. But you've been there now for a night. Tell us, is there
You know,
anything that surprised you?
I think it's the architecture. I did not realize outside of just the views looking out onto the pitons and the beautiful water, it's the amazing architecture. And I don't know if I could get over there to show you guys, but I think one of the words that my friend used to describe it, it almost looks like what was that word? Almost like a Jurassic Park
Oh,
nature
wow.
adventure. So let me see whether I can walk over and give you a view of the amazing architecture that is here at the hotel. Um, if I can turn and can you guys see those? Can you see that?
Oh, I see. Yes.
So as you look
Like
down
almost a
from,
lattice work. Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah,
I've never seen that in. Oh wow.
so it's absolutely beautiful. And each one of, I think they're numbered, they're lettered from A to F. And each level has, and I guess maybe so you can remember what level you're on, just lots of lush vegetation, and these sky bridges that take you actually to the sanctuaries, which is what they call the rooms here.
Mm-hmm.
On this side, they've got some really beautiful pools
Fantastic.
as well. So I think the architecture was a unexpected, unpleasant surprise.
Fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
so
Now,
Rosie, tell us a little bit about the service you received when you came to the restaurant and bars last night.
Oh,
And
the service is world class. I think from the time you enter actually before you get here, the entire reservation process, the communication, just making sure that everything is done and set, anything you could need from transportation. What's really cool about getting here, you have options by taxi. You can come here by boat, actually, and then they also have a helicopter. So you can take a helicopter ride to and from, because from any of the other points, it really is about an hour 20 minutes. Beautiful windy roads, but if you want to spend more time at the resort and you want to get here and maximize your stay and stay as long as you can before you leave, then the helicopters definitely an option as well.
that
And
is
so from
fantastic.
all of that, and then each sanctuary, you have a what we call a butler, what they call the major domo, and there's a
Mhm.
team of five that take care of every need that you could possibly have. Like you see my hair, and that's from being in the infinity pool in the room all of last night and most of this morning. So tonight before my birthday dinner, my butler Al just made an appointment for me to get my hair done. So I'm glamorous this evening.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I know you did a split stay in St. Lucia,
Hmm.
which lots of people like to do, and I think that's great. I know you're traveling with a party, and it's a combination kind of trip. Tell
Yes.
us about St. Lucia in total. I know you were at Bay Gardens, you got to do some fun things. Tell us
Hmm.
about St. Lucia as a destination.
Okay, well, first off, I'm going to talk about the food. The food has been absolutely amazing. The trip that we had 17 people that traveled with us
Oh,
from,
goodness.
yes, from Houston, from Maryland, from Washington, D.C., from Texas, from Miami, from St. Thomas. So we literally had a combination of people, and we actually had a pretty good group. We had four couples, which means that we actually had four grown men on a trip, which is, just that by itself is pretty amazing. We also had two teenagers, one 18, one 14. We had, I think, somebody as old as 69, like I said, so from 69 to 14. And what was really awesome is that for everybody in each one of those different unique pieces that are in the group, there was something for everybody to do. From the water sports, the 14-year-old was a very picky eater. So he got custom food. They went off property to get him some KFC. He ate French fries.
That's amazing.
Yes, the rest of the folks really also enjoyed the traditional breakfast. So what was really awesome was the ability to have like the fresh fruit that was freshly picked. They gave us a tour at Bay Gardens, a tour of the hotel's nursery and gardens, where they actually grew their own spices, and we got to see the bananas on the trees and the fishermen pulling up right on the bay, and the managers asking, hey, do you have any fish today? So the fresh snapper and pot fish and things like that it was just amazing to have stuff that was so fresh. In terms of what there is to do right now on the island in terms of COVID, where everything is not open, you can actually get off to do tours as long as it's a COVID certified provider. The water sports, the same thing. We were able to do jet skis. We actually went out on a thing that was dragged by a boat, and mine just happened to overturn, which was kind of
Oh my
fun.
goodness.
Yeah, so lots of fun. We also were able to do we got a private catamaran for the group. So they took us out on a 6-hour sail. We went out after lunch. We were able to do sunset on the water. They provided food and drinks and music and entertainment. So, still lots of stuff that could be done. So we had a really amazing time.
You're living it up, girl, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
What a way to celebrate your birthday. I'm
Mhm.
really, really it's really great to hear that in St. Lucia you can meet the needs of any traveler, the most
Yeah.
discerning, any age group, any interest, any lifestyle. It sounds like it's truly an amazing trip. So tell us what's planned for the rest of the trip. How do are you having dinner, your birthday dinner? Is it going to be on property or?
Well, we're having dinner on property because the Jade Mountain has a sister resort, which is Anne which is just down at the bottom of the mountain from where we are. So there is I think they said it was a Indian grill type restaurant. So we have the options of that tonight or the restaurant up here. Because the resort is so beautiful, I don't have a lot of interest of leaving right now, just
I
because I
hear
want to be
that.
here to see the amazing sunsets
Hmm.
and just enjoy the time that I have.
Fantastic. So you fly out on Tuesday?
We
What's
fly
the one?
We fly out tomorrow afternoon back to Georgia.
Oh wow. Yep. All righty. So, Rosie, any closing words? Thank you so much for sharing your amazing bucket list once in a lifetime trip with us. We invite our travel advisors. If you have clients, Rosie is a TASC member. She's also a personal friend of both myself and Kelly. And I think Kelly helped her put the trip together. We
She
want to
sure did.
encourage our travel
But
advisors. If
remember,
you
remember, I'm not a travel advisor. So next time, Rosie, go use the travel advisor.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. And Rosie also works in
But Rosie has her
hospitality.
own. But
So
Rosie
she
has
is
her
a
own
very
travel advisor, Audrey. I work with Audrey. Your travel advisor is Audrey.
you're what?
Yes.
Yes, her travel advisor is Audrey. So I work with Audrey.
Okay, got you.
Mhm.
So I want to encourage our travel advisors. If you're taking an amazing trip or if you have a client,
I think I'm losing connections here.
okay, if we lose you, we totally understand. But we want to encourage our travel advisors. If you're taking an amazing trip or you have a client who wants to share their amazing trip with us, we're always open. We're definitely looking to start a series. We've been getting really good feedback. We did the same thing last week and we got amazing feedback hearing firsthand from one of our guests who is actually on vacation. If you book an appointment, if you have a client who's traveling or you are traveling, we'd love to learn more about your trip, and we'd love you to be able to share with the rest of the group if you're actually there to share it with us. So it looks like we've lost Rosie, but what a way, Kelly, to celebrate. Oh, she's back.
Just got
I
back.
think she's back. She's back.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's back. Yep. So Rosie, what are going to be your takeaways, your greatest memories from this trip so far? What are some of the things you'll always think about on this trip?
Well, I think for me, the first thing is going to be the people that actually made the trip in spite of COVID to share it with me. Because for me, it was a bucket list trip. So to have a bucket list trip with bucket list people on a bucket, for my birthday, that's one of those things that's always going to be special. And the fact that every single person that we came into contact with, from, at the airport, and, one of the other things that I forgot to mention, we were actually given escort service. So we actually had a local provider that met us at the plane and walked us through the entire screening process. So from the time we touched down until this very
What was the
moment,
name of the
everything is in
company?
first class. I
What was
do
the
not remember the name of the company.
Okay.
We actually, one of my best friends is, she has Timeless Travels, and she's put together, travel groups that travel all over the world. And she did this for me so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. But I will get that information and I will share it with the group. Kelly, I don't know if you recall the name of the gentleman who put it together for us, but I can share that information with the group if
Was
there's a chat option later.
it was Serenity Vacations.
That's what I thought. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. Yep.
Serenity Vacations was
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So
Yeah, well,
I'm so excited for you, Rosie. And I know Rosie have been talking about Jade Mountain for how many years now? I mean,
It's 2007, seriously.
oh my goodness.
what she's been talking about. So I was really happy I was able to connect her travel agent and the properties, together to put this whole thing together. So I'm really excited for her that she has one down on her bucket list.
Yes. And several more to go. So dreams do come true. So even for your travelers, even if they think they can't make it, what's really nice about this group is the resources that you have in TASC. So if you think you can't make it or you don't know how to make it, call me. And I'm sure there are others in the group as well that can tell you how to make it work and how to make it work for, even for groups that are traveling. And, it's just a really great resource to have.
And
Most
I think the part that I think is really great is that, Jade Mountain for 7 days may not be in the budget, but you were able to do a split stay where you stayed at a more affordable resort for a few
Yeah.
days. And then, for the special night, the birthday night, the birthday kind of celebration, you were able to, move to a more luxurious upscale option so that you had both, were able to, stay within budget, which everyone has to be cognizant of these days.
Yes.
But at the same time, you didn't have to cut corners in terms of luxury, in terms of experiences, and you got to experience the breadth of what St. Lucia has to offer. So I have to say, someone called the Prime Minister. St. Lucia has a new ambassador. Was this your first
Nice.
trip? Was this your first trip to St. Lucia?
First trip to St. Lucia, and
Oh,
can I tell you that
wow.
all of my friends at home, I posted some pictures. They're like, "Oh my God, you left us behind!" And because it was COVID, we didn't want to take too large of a group. But I think there are
Right.
probably a good 25 people that are asking, "When can we go back?" So we'll be back to St. Lucia.
Yep. Definitely something to look forward to.
Hmm.
How were the COVID, I mean, in terms of your comfort level with the COVID regulations, being,
You know what? Everybody, we had temperature checks everywhere we went twice per day. Everybody in the mask, hand sanitizers, entering the taxis, entering every facility that we went to. We had COVID testing that we had to do on arrival. I mean, on arrival before we got here. And then they have the COVID facilities. For example, Jade Mountain offers complimentary COVID testing on the way back to the United States, which is great
great.
because that was something that, shame on us, we didn't read, and we actually paid for COVID testing at a facility that was open on a Sunday. So what's beautiful is that, even if your resort doesn't include complimentary testing, there are facilities on island that can get you tested 7 days a week, and as gracious and as pleasant as could be.
That is wonderful. Well, Rosie, I'm going to live vicariously through you till I can get back to St. Lucia.
Yes,
Enjoy your birthday.
thank you.
I think a lot of people are going to be living vicariously through you till we can get out and return to normal life. So thank you once again for letting us in to your special celebration. You are a special person, at least to Kelly and I, and we're so, so happy that you're able to ring in your new moon, your new revolution around the sun in grand style, despite of and in spite of COVID. So have fun. We will talk soon. Thanks for being a great member of TASC as well, and continue to share pictures. And hopefully, we can use this great interview, and some of our travel advisors can use it to to share with their clients and help us get the word out that St. Lucia is open for business, the Caribbean is open for business. Thank you so much, Rosie.
Oh, it was
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you. Enjoy
you.
the rest of it. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
And
thank
thanks so
you. All right,
much.
bye.
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 And thank you to our travel advisors listening. I hope you really enjoyed this. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties. But just to remind you for the rest of the week, today at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be hosting the Expedia Tap and Palace Resort webinar. So if you have not registered, you still have time to do so. I've posted the link in to register in the group. Also, Book More Travel workshop is on next week. We've also posted the link, and you get a great price of only $47 for the workshop. And last but not least, for the week, we have our clubhouse session on
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 2 p.m. So we'll be hosting Francine Stewart with Silver Sands Grenada to talk about booking luxury travel. And this fits in nicely because Jade Mountain is a luxury St. Lucia will be going over to Grenada to talk about more luxury destinations and resorts. So on Thursday, and if you're not in Clubhouse, you should really join Clubhouse. I have a couple of invites if you want. I have about 7 invites, but Clubhouse is a really nice platform for us to talk to each other. It's not like what we're doing right now. You can come into the conversation as well. So if you aren't in Clubhouse, it's really a great networking platform that has a lot of information to share. So join us on Clubhouse on Wednesday. We'll be talking to Francine Stewart of Silver Sands in Grenada. So anything else, do you read?
Well, Wednesday is also St. Patty's Day, correct?
Yes, so I'll be wearing green, but that's not unusual
Yes.
for me.
Yep. So we have to think about how we're going to really do something for St. Patty's Day as well. I know that we have, well, I mean, there's so many Irish people in the Caribbean, and the Irish influences are all over the Caribbean. So yeah, we'll think about how we can incorporate that.
We will incorporate something to do with Montserrat because Montserrat is one of
Correct.
the islands in the Caribbean that has the biggest Irish population, and they celebrate St. Patrick's Day like it's carnival.
Yeah,
So
I read today, it's the only territory outside Ireland itself where St. Patty's Day is actually a public holiday.
Yes,
I did not know that.
Yes, it's the only one in the Caribbean as well. So
Yeah.
think of carnival in Trinidad. That's what St. Patrick's Day is in Montserrat.
Yep.
So if you like a great fete, but you don't want carnival, St. Patrick's Day in Montserrat that's what it is all about. So thank you all for chatting with us this morning, and we will see you at 1 o'clock for the Expedia and TAP webinar.
Palace Resorts. Great. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you at 1 o'clock.
And enjoy the rest of the week. Bye.
Yep. Bye.